When I was chilling at the Great Hall stairs with Dada Moyo, that I found out about this project, reminding me that the meeting that I walked in on, it was a couple of students who had come together to decide that they are tired of their stories being narrated by people who sit in ivy towers, who have never been part of the protest, but can sit and theorize the protest. Because for a very long time, a black person was a subject of anthropological study, which had no agency. So in writing this book, I asked myself, who was the audience? And is the audience in this room right now? Who is this test representing? Is it representing the larger community of Wits? Or is it representing certain cliques that have the language to say hegemony and epistemology and isoleto? And why are we telling these accounts? Are we telling these accounts to be written in history so that in the future they can say Viva Malebu Viva? Or are we writing these texts so that those who have no language to express themselves can locate themselves within the movement? Because I think that's the most important part of why this was written. When I thought of the book, and I heard the book was coming out, the first thing that came to mind, and I looked at the kind of people who were writing in the book, the first thing that came to mind was, yes, grassroots level analysis, finally. I'm so tired of watching white liberal media co-opt our narrative and tell us how we're protesting and tell us what we want. I'm so tired of that. And finally, we've got a collective that are, they're going beyond and above what's been given to them already. But I find even in the writing, and please bear in mind, this is not a direct attack, but it's just an opinion and observation. I find that there's a reluctancy for us to challenge the current white liberal narrative of fees must fall. Going to the gates was not that great. It was fun. I mean, the first 2 weeks, whoopee! I mean, I'm pumped up with adrenaline. I feel like, I'm doing something. But at the same time, I'm overwhelmed by the anxiety that I could be arrested for something that is so genuine. I'm really just asking to be alive again.
I've been wrongfully arrested. So, yeah.
And what happened? Can you just lead us to the events that led to your arrest?
Essentially, students were running away from the stun grenades that police threw. In my quest to find out about the student that was captured by police, I was arrested for asking too many questions.
Okay, so my name is Andile, and I'm one of the contributing authors in the Fees Must Fall Rioting and Writing, Diaries of Its Fallists book. But one thing that I can really reflect on, particularly participating in Fees Must Fall, was the feeling of not being safe in the environment, being around hypermasculinity. We are all coming from different corners, and coming in Fees Must Fall, it felt unsafe as a young black woman, particularly taking into account that some of the meetings happened at night and all of those things. So there was that element, but at the same time, when we're speaking about gender dynamics, gender struggles. I write about this in my chapter, that I experienced part of the masculinity very differently, because we were one of the people who were behind the scenes. We weren't the people who were always on the forefront, in the front line, and etc. We were there in the movement, but our faces obviously were not seen.
It was not going to happen, and we were preparing for that protest and there's meetings and this. And she calls me and says, oh, I'm sick, I have a tummy ache. And I say, just go buy some medication, I'm busy. Monday, I am protesting. Tuesday, I am protesting. Wednesday, I get a phone call that your grandmother died on Monday. I didn't even know about it. Even that guilt. I can't heal and get over it because the guilt I still carry. Even today. And you see it when now you try and change your behavior, you try to be more available, but they understand. Now your family understands that you are this person. And this happened in the past, it's happening now. We as comrades neglect our families, and it is wrong. Thank you, comrade.
No one speaks of the moment when we are at the picket line as black women and I feel comfortable in leggings and my fellow male comrade is catcalling me. No one speaks about how today we've had to visit 2 of our closest comrades in mental institutions. Nobody speaks about how Fallists have graduated, if they're lucky to, by the way. But most of them haven't. We haven't spoken about that. And as for the topic of intersectionality, I don't think those 2 minutes I have remaining will do me justice. But nonetheless, I do say that if we are to start archiving and documenting, let us be truthful, let us be honest to ourselves. This is a part of reflecting. Reflection is very important. If you had to ask me, would I do it all over again? In a heartbeat, because it meant something to me.